All right, let's talk about building something really powerful. An AI assistant that's completely private and runs right on your own machine. We're talking total control, zero data leaks, all of your personal knowledge right at your fingertips.
And this quote really gets to the heart of it. The goal here is an AI that can index all of your personal documents, where your data never ever leaves your computer. Think about that. No subscriptions, no internet connection required, just pure private intelligence.
Okay, so how does this all work under the hood? Let's dive into the key pieces of technology that make this whole local-first approach possible. These are really the three main building blocks for our private assistant.
First up, we've got Ollama. You can think of this as the brain of our entire operation. It's this fantastic open source tool that lets you download and run these incredibly powerful large language models, like Llama 3, completely offline, right on your own computer.
Next, the AI needs to understand the meaning behind your words, not just the words themselves, and that's where sentence transformers come in. This framework creates what are called embeddings. Basically, it turns your text into a series of numbers. It's kind of like giving every concept coordinates on a map of meaning. This lets the computer find similar ideas, even if they don't use the exact same words. And the crucial part, it does all of this right on your local machine.
And the final piece of our tech foundation is ChromaDB. This is our digital library. It's a special kind of database, a vector database, that stores all those numerical embeddings from our documents. We use it in what's called embedded mode, which just means it runs right inside our script and stores everything in a simple folder on your machine. No complex server setup, nothing fancy.
Okay, so we've got our three key ingredients. Now let's look at the blueprint to see how they all work together in this seamless flow to find information and answer your questions, all without a single packet of your data ever leaving your computer.
The whole process follows this really logical five-step flow. It's a technique called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. So first, we ingest your documents. Second, we break them up into small chunks and create those embeddings. Third, we store all of that in our local Chroma database. Fourth, when you ask a question, we find the most relevant chunks. And finally, step 5, we hand those chunks and your question over to Ollama to generate a perfectly cited answer.
All right, now for the really fun part. Let's peel back the curtain and look at the actual code logic. We're going to see the three critical things our Python script does to bring this whole system to life. And you'll see it's surprisingly straightforward. So first things first, the script has to actually read your files, right? It just points to a folder on your computer, loads up whatever documents are inside, and then splits them into these manageable, bite-sized chunks so the AI can process everything efficiently. To pull this off, we use a few key functions from a library called LangChain. Directory Loader is the starting point. It just grabs all the files. And since a lot of our stuff is in PDFs, we use PyPDF Loader to handle those. Finally, this recursive character text splitter intelligently breaks the content into smaller chunks, making sure that related sentences stay together so we don't lose any important context.
Okay, so now our documents are all chopped up into little pieces. The next step is to translate them into that numerical format we talked about, the embeddings, and then file them away in our private Chroma vector database.
Now this is where the privacy guarantee is really locked in. See, we use Hugging Face embeddings to call a model that runs locally to create those numerical representations. Then, Chroma.client fires up our private vector database right there on our machine. And finally, Collection.add files everything away. You'll notice there are no API calls here. Every single step is happening securely and completely offline.
And at last, the moment we've been waiting for. This is where the magic happens. The script takes your question, searches the database for the most relevant bits of info from your documents, and uses that context to generate a helpful, accurate answer.
So here's that final, crucial step. When you ask a question, we use collection.query to search our database and pull out, say, the top 5 most relevant chunks. We then package that context and your original question into a nice, clean prompt. This whole package gets sent to our local Ollama model, and by forcing the model to answer based only on the context we provide, we prevent it from just making stuff up, and we can even cite the exact source of the information.
And you know what the best part is? The real kicker? The entire core logic for this powerful private AI assistant, it all fits into a single, elegant, 100-line Python script. That's it. It's just incredibly accessible. Okay, this all sounds great, but how hard is it to actually get up and running? Well, you might be surprised. It's incredibly straightforward. Let's just quickly walk through the 4-step setup process. And that's really all there is to it. Seriously. 1. Install Ollama with a single command. 2. Pull down a model like Llama 3.
3. Install a couple of Python libraries with pip. And 4. Run the script. In those 4 simple steps, you have your very own private knowledge assistant ready to go.
So let's take a step back for a second. After all that, why does building an AI this way matter so much? Let's highlight the fundamental difference in this local-first approach compared to all the cloud services we're used to. I mean, the takeaway here is crystal clear, isn't it? With a cloud AI, your data is on someone else's server, you're paying them for access, and you always need an internet connection. But with this local-first system, your data never leaves your machine, it's totally free to run, it works anywhere, and you have complete control to customize every single part of it. It's a real game changer.
So there you have it, the complete blueprint to create a truly personal and private AI assistant. A second brain that learns only what you teach it and respects your privacy completely. The power is literally in your hands. So the only question left is, what are you going to teach it first?